guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a very highly requested video. I showed you a PR box that I received from Urban Decay quite a few weeks ago, and a lot of you asked me to review and kind of use this palette in a tutorial. So I'm going to be doing just that for you guys, and the palette I'm talking about is the Urban Decay Backtalk palette. A lot of you were still asking me for my opinion on this palette, whether it would be worth it, if it's kind of up to standards with the other Urban Decay palettes that I always rave about. So I'm going to be doing a full eye look and just, I guess, a cheek product, because this is an eyeshadow and face palette all in one. Yes, this bad boy is cheeks and eyes. This is actually my first time using this palette, so this video will be a little bit of a first impressions as well. I'm going to show you how I did this eye look, how I did the rest of my face with the exception of my foundation routine, just what my overall thoughts on this palette is and whether I would recommend it and whether it's worth your money. So let's just jump right into it. So first off, let's start off with the packaging of this palette. I feel like it's a very controversial topic right now. So this palette is very beautiful on the outside. It's very mauve and berry tone, just very cool tone as opposed to their previous palettes that they've released. This one is definitely a lot cooler, which is kind of nice because it's a little bit out of my comfort zone. You guys know I am all about the warm smoky eyes, so to see some cooler tones on my skin, I like it, you know, it's a little bit different, and I always thought cooler eyeshadows made me look a little bit ashier, but I actually really liked how this whole makeup look came out, and it's a lot cooler toned than what I'm used to seeing on myself at least. So I do love the packaging on the outside. It is nice and slim and compacted. Obviously, it's not as slim as their naked palettes or anything. There is an extra layer because you are getting some face products in this. So you open this up, and on one side you obviously have your blush and highlighters, which looks really beautiful. I think the shades they chose were perfect for this palette. So it is nice that they kind of stepped away from the warm tone palette and just did something a little bit different and really unique. So I do love the color scheme of the blush and highlighter side. And then on the other side of that mirror is of course, I just got really New York right there, is of course your eyeshadow palette. Mine is actually a lot dirtier than I would have liked for being my first time using this palette. But again, keeping in theme with the berry tones, you don't get anything too warm in this palette. The only color that is kind of warm in tone is this color right here, which is WTF. This is a really gorgeous kind of muted reddish brown color. So that's really the only warm tone color that I see. Everything else is pretty cool tone, a lot of berry undertones to it, which I really like. I'm not going to do any swatches because A, my swatches suck. I mean, I'm not too big to admit that. They just suck. I'm not good at them, and there are 1 million swatches of this palette on the internet right now, whether it's from a blog, a YouTube video, Instagram. I mean, there are tons of gorgeous swatches out there. But I am going to go over the shades that I have on my eyes today. So usually when I start off an eye look, I like to do a wash of color over my eyes. I usually pick like the beige that's in a palette, but since they don't have anything close to my skin tone in this palette, I couldn't use this color called 3 Sheets, which is a very pale, cool tone pink. That would have been a little bit too kind of contrasting and stark to my warm tone eyelids. So I had to just go in and dust a little bit of my face powder over my eyes before I started my eye look. So I went in with this color first, which is Shade, and it's a really pretty kind of satiny deep fuchsia color. I put that right into my crease, and I don't know if this color is just creamier than I expected. I mean, when you swatch it, it does feel like a powder, not like in a bad way, but it doesn't feel like a cushiony, creamy type of formulation at all. But on my eyes, I felt like this was really hard to blend out. It kept skipping over my lids. I felt like I was using a cream eyeshadow. I mean, I kind of made it work. I kind of was able to blend it and even it out, but it did take a little bit of kind of time and patience because this didn't go on as smooth and as even as other Urban Decay shadows that I'm just so accustomed to and so used to. So this one was a little bit more difficult to work with, especially being the first shade that I chose. I was like, I hope they're not all like that. So after shade, I went in with, I think it was Backtalk. So I put this into my crease as well and blended it and kind of smoked out this color because it was a little bit difficult to use, but this blended out a lot better. It felt very creamy, very easy to blend out. And then after Backtalk, I put, I want to say Attitude all over my lid, from my inner lid all the way out. Attitude is the most beautiful metallic, like kind of reddish copper. There is a lot of purple undertones to it, but it's such a unique and gorgeous color. I put this on a very densely packed shader brush, and this went on like a dream. I just put it all over my lids. I had to apply very little pressure, and it just packed on so much pigment. It was so creamy and pigmented. This color is amazing. And then after that, I used 180. 180 is kind of a metallic brown color with a little bit of red to it. So there's a little hint of like a red undertone, but overall it's a very gorgeous like metallic chocolate brown. And I focused this color on my outer crease to really make this sultry, to kind of tone down the vibrancy of this shade right here. And it just smoked out so easily. This was another shade that was very easy to work with. I absolutely loved this color. I feel like this is gonna be the color I reach for the most when I use this palette because it's just so like dark and rich and creamy. It just, it was so beautiful. And then after this, I went in with a WTF. So I put this higher up above my crease color, kind of just to balance out all the cool tones. So this was a really nice transition color. I pulled this up a lot higher than I normally would because I want that warm tone to peek through from underneath all that blue and cool tone shadows that we used. I think those were all the shadows that I used. The only ones I really didn't use were 3 Sheet, Bare, and Curve. Bare I feel like could be in any other Urban Decay palette, so I didn't want to stay in this section of this palette because I feel like I use colors like this all the time. I wanted to focus on this end of the palette and kind of step out of my comfort zone and play with colors, play with different tones of colors, and I actually really liked how this eye look came out. Another thing that I felt like this palette was kind of lacking was a really bright, shimmery inner corner highlight. But it does have one on the other side, which is the face products of the palette. So I did go in with Party Foul, which is a really beautiful, like high shimmer, nudie pink color. So this is definitely a cooler tone than most highlighters that you're used to, but I actually really liked that because it played beautifully in my inner corners. I'm actually gonna apply a little bit more because I don't know what happened. I felt like it blended out in the midst of my face makeup. So let me get a smaller brush and kind of just brighten up that inner corner highlight. So you guys can see, I don't know if you saw that, I hope that you did. It just really helps brighten up that inner corner area and makes your eyes look so open and so sparkly. So I love this color. This is also what's on my cheeks as a highlight. I do have it on top of a cream highlight, so it's a little bit more intense than if you were to just use it on your own. So let me just swatch that for you really quick. So there is, see, this is why I don't do swatches. I suck at it so bad. Where did it go? Here it is. So that is the swatch. It is really beautiful. You can definitely make this look a little bit more wearable than what I have on. So if you just want to lay this on its own on your skin and not on top of a cream highlighter, you can definitely do that. Next up, we have Low Key, which is a really gorgeous, I would use this as a blush topper. This is like a peachy pink color. Next up, we have this shade, which is called Double Take. This is a really beautiful mauvey pink with a little bit of shimmer to it. It's not like glittery and reflective in any way, but when you swatch it and when you apply it, there is a slight sheen to it. It's what I have on my cheeks right now, and it is a very pigmented blush. You definitely want to apply this with a fluffier brush. It's very pigmented, but it's so beautiful. I think this would be the perfect fall blush. Just getting back into like that colder, cooler weather. I love this color. And lastly, we have a cheap shot, which is right here. This is a really, really unique blush color. I can definitely say I don't have anything like this in my collection. This is a very purpley, kind of like pinky blush color. There's a lot of purple undertones. It's so flattering. You wouldn't think that it's flattering on everyone, but when you blush, you don't blush a apricot peachy color, you don't blush a pinky rosy color, you actually blush a very purple cool tone shade. So this would actually look the most natural out of all blush shades. So this palette retails for $46. You get 4 face products and 8 eyeshadows for $46, which as a product itself and for the price that they're selling it at is very reasonable. It's Urban Decay, so you're getting Urban Decay quality products, and you're getting both your eye and face products. So if you were traveling for the weekend, this would be a great palette to travel with, because not only are you getting eye products, but you're getting your face products as well. So it's just a very well-made, travel-friendly packaging and product itself, because you are getting so much for your money. So I do think that $46 is reasonable. I actually really enjoyed this palette more than I thought I would. When I opened it up or when I saw it online, I thought that's a nice palette, but I don't think I would get much use out of it. But now that I'm playing with it, seeing the colors on myself, and just being able to say I did something different for once with my makeup, I think that's completely worth the money to me. It's so unique to what's been coming out lately. I'm actually kind of sick of seeing the warm tone palettes, the like sunset eyes palette with your purples and oranges and pinks. I think this was just really smart of them to release something that is completely different than what's on the market right now. No one has a complete like berry cool tone palette for eyes and face out. My only gripe with this palette is this damn mirror. I am definitely on the side of those who hate the packaging to this. I mean, I get it, it's innovative, you get a mirror. They have to do it this way because obviously they can't put a mirror on this side where the blushes are. And I do like that you can take it out, it's magnetic, you can travel, you can do your makeup with this mirror, get really close up to do your lashes. But I just hate that if this is like missing, then you can't close your palette and you can't travel with it. The other part that I don't like is that this is a very messy palette, because holding it is really difficult. I find that I keep pushing or digging my nails and fingers into like either an eyeshadow color or a blush or highlight color as I try to maneuver and use this palette. I mean, this is my first time using it, and that should not be as dirty as it is. It's up here, it's all over my hands, and it's really hard to get a grip on this palette without dropping it and without like digging your nails into one of these darker shadows and then touching your face. I mean, that's literally happened to me at least 3 times during this video. I keep getting it on my forehead, I got it on my nose, down on my chin. It was a little bit messy, but if you can get past that, I think this is a really beautiful palette. Again, I keep saying how unique it is, but it is. I mean, I don't have anything like this in my collection. I feel like I can really get back into the creative side of makeup and the art side of it, because I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, doing something a little bit different. So I love this palette, I would highly recommend it. They also sent me the Comfort Matte lipstick that they have from this line, and this is in the shade Backtalk. This is a really beautiful cool tone pink. It's what I have on my lips right now underneath the lip gloss that I'll be showing you, but this is in the shade Backtalk. You guys know I love these lipsticks, these Vice lipsticks from Urban Decay. Fuel is a gorgeous like warm tone nude that I love and wear almost on a daily basis. But this again is just a nice different color in my collection that I don't have, and I love that they included it in this collection. So I have it on my lips right now, and then I have one of their High Shine lip glosses, which I'm also a huge fan of. This is their Hi-Fi Shine, and this is in the shade SPL. This is a really pretty like holographic cool tone purple lip gloss, and I love it. If I saw this in the store, I would have never thought to pick it up and choose this shade to buy and purchase for myself, but I absolutely love how it looks with this lipstick. This is a really great lip combo if you're into that cooler kind of metallic holographic lip look, but still wearable. I think this whole look is very wearable and I just love it. I did want to mention an eyeliner that I also used in this makeup look. This is their 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Heartless. It's a really pretty like a lilac metallic pink color. I lined my waterline with this and it's just a nice different take on the nude eyeliner to open your eyes up. I thought this was a really pretty spring lilac shade and I love it. Again, I'm so glad they sent this to me because I don't think I would have picked it up just seeing this in the store, but I'm so glad that I'm trying out new colors that they have sent over, and I'm really, really grateful for their PR package. So I think that was everything that I used in this video and wanted to share with you guys. Let me know what you think of this palette if you own it yourself. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the products, not only the Backtalk palette, but the lip gloss, lipstick, eyeliner, anything that I mentioned in this video. Let me know if you have a question. That is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, that's it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.